Everyone, welcome to the next edition of the song series, Independent Artists Unite. Super psyched. Morning for me, midnight for her. Lisa Marie from Radical Bicep. Lisa Marie, thank you so much for being here. And I'm going to explain my getup because you said you're coming as a vampire queen. So I said, okay, awesome. I'll get on my vampire king outfit. How are you doing?
I am doing good.
Thank you so much for doing this.
Yeah, it was exciting. Your show
I
looked really amazing.
thank. Well, it's been so much fun to do, and I keep meeting really cool people, and asking, hey, do you know anybody? Hey, do you know anybody? So you came to me through the incredibly awesome James K. Ultra of Pain in the Ass fame.
He's
Um,
amazing.
yeah, he truly is.
Oh,
He truly is.
yeah.
And anybody that he gives a thumbs up to, I'm right behind him. So that's a good thing. Um, but this is actually the first time that because I'm in Denmark and you're in Texas, it's the first
Mhm.
time I've gone from my morning to someone else's midnight. So this is
Right.
an auspicious episode.
Awesome.
We're spanning day itself.
Right. We're spinning with the moon, with the earth, with the phases.
I got the sun, you got the moon. Um, but so talk a little bit about your music background and how long you've been working with Radical Bicep, because this is like an online matchup, right? Because he's in
Yes.
Chicago and you're in Texas, so that's pretty cool also.
Yeah, actually, this is my second band.
Okay.
So my first band was goth wave, dark wave, kind of rock, dark wave, and I actually opened up for Assemblage 23 and Covenant. I had some experience, in the goth
Mhm.
wave scene, the Haven here in Austin, which is called Elysium, and I love the scene because that's who Lisa is.
Mm.
I love typo negative. I'm a dark girl, but Radical Bicep, it has more of the trancey dance vibes, and it makes me feel more alive. Like I'm
Mm.
more myself with the trance, with trance goth.
Yeah.
It's just it's more of a me
Okay.
feel.
Yeah. Yeah. Yeah, I have to tell you a typo negative story because they actually recorded in the same studio as my band in the 90s, um,
Mhm.
probably before you were born.
I'm
But
not.
they recorded in the same studio as my band at the time recorded their
Yeah.
album. And the guys in typo negative, these big scary guys with the long hair and everything, they drank milk in the studio. So
Got to get that calcium.
that was their drink of choice while recording milk.
Wow. Surprisingly, it wasn't blood, because it's vampires.
But
Mm.
it's interesting with I mean, it's interesting that you say trance. Now I can kind of hear that, but it's it's interesting with this dark wave, and and maybe you classify your music as trance, but also it's like, it could be trance, but if you show up, looking like a vampire queen, then it instantly appeals to the goth people as well,
Right, right.
I was like talking about that with James actually the other day because we collaborated on a new single. I don't know if he told you that. So we have that coming out at the end of September, and we were talking about, oh, should we try to get it on this and get it on that, outlets that are more goth. And I was just,
Mhm.
and the song's not really that, but I said, well, if in the video we're totally dressed up like goth people, then it can go, you just have to,
Right, right.
it's almost like you have to just wear the wardrobe or something. Like if you look at The Cure or something like that, there's really a lot of them are just like pure pop songs, you know. But when you
Right.
got Robert Smith singing it and looking like he does, then it's goth no matter what. So
Right. Oh, The
I
Cure, Robert Smith.
mm.
He is such an amazing artist. I love Robert Smith.
Well, I can hear that actually because your melodies, I mean, specifically the song that we're going to talk about phases today, um,
Mhm.
is really got this pop sensibility. I mean, your your melody especially is I always like my ears prick up because I'm like a big studier of like pop song craftsmanship, you know
Right.
what I mean? Or craftspersonship. Of course, the patriarch has made it into every aspect of our language. Yeah, pop
Right.
craftspersonship.
Mhm.
But it's yeah, especially that the line like was it lost in the middle of the night, you know, or
Mhm.
whatever line it. I
Mhm.
wasn't like expecting that, you know, and I love to hear these melodies that really it takes like I always think of like as a songwriter, it takes a lot of guts to sing along like that. That's so in front of what's going on with the rest of
Right.
the music. You know, it's easy just to follow the bass line or follow a synth line when you're putting a song together, but that line is so beautiful and it stands out so much because you're just taking a step out and being you know and singing it up out in
Yeah.
front of the music, you know.
Is it mhm.
Yeah.
I
Oh,
it's a I mean, the song, the lyrics itself, I mean, it's just because I actually been through so much.
mm.
Um, I could tell you a lot of things that would scare you.
Oh
Like,
well, that's
I've been
perfect. Yeah, I'm in my vampire outfit.
I've been through a lot. So,
Yeah.
the crazy thing is that first and foremost is how I was born in this world. I
Mm.
died 2 hours, and I came back alive as a baby.
Wow.
And then, I mean, I died again because I did something stupid when I was younger. I was suicidal, but I'm not no more.
Hmm.
I got over it, got attention, medical attention. I I'm just very awkward and very weird, but I been bullied before in my
Mm.
younger phases of life, and I wanted to write a song about overcoming that obstacle and just finding yourself like in a forest or something and escaping
Mm.
because it just you need some kind of melody, some kind of song that's going to help you, you know, incorporate like through that because you just go through so much emotions,
Yeah.
just being bullied and being hurt and all the pain that you feel different. You feel, you know, and that's why I wrote this song. So, and the color blue, you know, it's like blue is just a calm, peaceful serenity color to me, and
Mm.
that's why I said blue, you know?
Yeah.
So, yeah.
Is it do you have the lyrics there? 'Cause I don't know. I asked you for the lyrics, but I don't know if you sent them or I
I
missed them or
actually did not write them.
oh you didn't write them. Okay, okay.
I didn't, 'cause I, uh, I'm a customer support specialist, so I've been really, really busy.
Oh,
So, I'm
well,
on the phone 24/7, and I'm sorry.
no, 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 that's fine.
Yeah,
Well,
I'm a busy girl.
it's beautiful that you were able to get that. So your partner wrote in the band wrote the lyrics.
I did. I
Oh,
did.
okay, okay, all right, all right. Oh, I see. You mean you didn't get a chance to write them out, the
No,
lyrics.
I didn't write them. I was
Okay.
supposed to write them for you, and I'm
Oh,
sorry.
I see. I see. I thought you meant you didn't write them like you didn't write the song, but you're saying you didn't get a chance to write them out, right? Okay. Yeah.
Yeah,
Yeah.
I'm
No,
sorry.
no, no, no. That's all right. That's all right. No, because actually it's very interesting because do you know Bestial Mouths? Do you know the band?
A little bit, a little bit.
I just interviewed her last night actually, and this song that she was talking about, it was about a really similar thing. It was
Wow.
just about the journey. Um, you know, she was referencing like the Trail of Tears, an American Indian march, kind of genocidal march, not kind of genocidal,
Mhm.
very genocidal march across the U.S. from the southeastern United States to the west when they marched all the
Mhm.
Native Americans out there, and she was like using that as a metaphor for all the struggles she'd been through in life. So this is very interesting that coming up on all these like really life struggle songs. Um,
Right.
but you're on the right show, I got to tell you, because I died for not 2 hours, but a little over 40 minutes. I had a heart attack 4 years ago. And
Wow.
yeah, I was clinically dead for a little over 40 minutes, and they hooked me up to this machine and sent me to the hospital. And then when they took the machine off at the hospital, they're ready to operate on me. I had a little faint pulse, so that was the miraculous thing there. Um,
Wow.
and and you know, uh, maybe not so obvious, but also bullied as a kid. My parents moved at a horrible time, like in ninth grade. It's just not a good time
Right.
to move when it's so tough anyway, coming into puberty and stuff. And
Mhm.
I was totally, like gay bashed really, and I'm not even gay. I bleached my hair and spiked it up, and loved David Bowie and Billy Idol. Wore my hair like Billy Idol, and that was the wrong thing to do in this hometown that I had, where
You
they
were
where,
bullied for being yourself, and that's
yeah,
so messed
exactly,
up.
yeah.
It's like we can't be ourselves in this society. We can't overcome that because people judge us for how we look these days, and it's so fucked up. I'm
Mm,
sorry. It
yeah.
really is.
No, it is, but it's also, I mean, it's so cool that you write a song about this, because it will always reach people that experience that same thing. It's so rampant
Right.
it seems unfortunately like built into American society really. I
Mhm.
live in Denmark now, and it's like so many things I think about looking back at the US now, of it really is a culture of like bullying and intimidation. I mean, from the top of politics, I won't go into
Right.
former presidents that have been indicted or anything like that, but
It's a lot of
you
shit.
know
It's a
there's
lot.
when the strategy in politics is to bully, you're fucked.
Right.
It's just
They're a bunch of
it,
damn dogs.
yeah, it's so unfortunate, when
Yeah.
especially, I mean, it sounds like you're getting to this place in life, so much sooner than I did, where you're just like get to a spot and you're just like, man, I just want peace. I just want good energy around me. I just want to um I mean, the beautiful thing is to connect to others that have a similar energy. I mean, this is one thing I
Right.
love about this show too, is that these conversations come up and you're just like instantly I'm like, oh, my people,
Right.
and you just know right away, okay, this is
Yeah.
one of these incredible people that feels horrible things and has the courage to step forward and create art out of it.
Right.
So that's like
We're kinfolk, as they
yeah,
say.
yeah. Well,
We have that
yeah,
connection.
exactly. And there's healing in that, right? To
There
to
is.
to to like, because I mean, you can sit there and think, oh, why am I going through all this? Why me, why me, why me? You can do that all
Right.
day long, but to say, okay, these things have happened. Now I'm going to turn around and make something positive out of it, make a work of art out of it. Then
Right.
you've won.
Mhm. That's one of my goals actually, Scott, is to heal the world. because there
mm,
is so much depression, there's so much sadness, there's so much split, divisions of what color you are, or what
mm,
race you are, or whatever, what gender you are. Like there's so much split and negativity between all that. And in my heart, when I write these songs, I want it to reach everybody. And it doesn't matter who the fuck you are. It
mm.
doesn't matter who you are. I just want to heal them and say, hey, it is okay. It's okay to be yourself, like,
Yeah. Oops, we had a little bit of a freeze frame there. Oh well, I hope it comes back up. I'll just say, yeah, well, I believe strongly in that kind of energy. Um, well, I think we lost Lisa Marie here for a second, but hopefully she'll come back on. Um, oh, can you hear me?
yes.
Oh, there we go. Okay. I was just saying that I believe strongly in that kind of energy, you know.
Yeah.
Um, I feel really sure with my experiences in life that we are like much more powerful as human beings than we realize. And
Yeah.
this thing about intention and energy that you put out there that you're talking about, I feel like it does heal people, you know. I mean, you can feel that positive energy in the song, you know,
Yeah.
and it's kind of like because the song, you know, now that you tell me um, what it's about, um, it deepens the experience of listening to it so much, you know, because you
Right.
could just be like, okay, yeah, this is a nice little beat to dance to, and this is cool. But
Right.
when you find out, oh, this is like has a really deep meaning for you, and this intention that you're putting out with it, this healing intention, then it really deepens the experience of listening it to it, and it kind of like because it's like this dance song if it's kind of coaxing you to let go and move and dance,
Mhm.
it kind of heightens the healing experience of it, you know.
Yeah. Yeah. And I mean, it's a little bit of like finding your worth as well, because
Mm,
sometimes in this day of age, it's so hard to find your worth.
yeah.
It's so hard to find your purpose,
Mm,
and it's like, what is my purpose? What was I made for this world? Like it's so hard because there's so many either distractions, there's so
mm,
much news, like there's so much that people need to go out and explore themselves in order to find themselves and that energy
mm,
that you're talking about, that peace that, that holds you, like wings that hold you. And
mm,
that's what this song, I want it to represent, like wings just holding you.
mm. Yeah,
So, yeah.
yeah, that's beautiful. Yeah,
Mhm.
yeah, it's yeah, it's funny. Well, it's not funny, but I was thinking about my near-death experience also.
Tell me
Because
about
it's
it.
it's like, you know, when something like that happens to you, and I'm sure you've heard this too, if you share, you know, what happened to you as a baby or what happened to you with the suicide attempt, you know, there's always these people that will line up and be like, well, darling, God saved you for a reason. And
Right.
you hear that so much, and then and I was just like, oh God, you know.
Right.
Well, oh, really? Like another like quest for the Holy Grail. Now I have to find out why the fuck I was saved.
I'll be like, "My
I'm just,
fallen angel saved me."
yeah. I'm like, oh my God, I'm just happy I'm still alive. You know, let me just get a breath or two in, you know, before
Yeah,
I get some fucking huge quest laid at my feet again.
right,
What's the reason you were saved? And
right. That's like
yeah,
my family because I come from a Catholic background, you know,
okay.
and they pressured me so much into religion.
Mm,
And it was like Lutheran, it was just all these religions, and it's like, I'm just gonna be Lisa.
Mm,
I'm tired of having that fear
mm,
because when you believe in religion, you have fear mongling in your head, and it's
mm.
just it it's a crazy subject to talk about, but it's about fear.
Yeah,
That's the way I see it, you know? So,
yeah. No, no, I mean, I agree. And it's interesting, with this talk of like you were saved for a reason or something. What I found
yeah,
with myself is that the reason is to actually live my life in a different way. It's not,
right.
it's not a reason that you can even like make a sign for and say, here is the reason, and you'll all understand this, right? You
Yeah,
can't understand it unless you've been through something like that, like some experience where you completely have version 2.0 from here onward,
right,
and you're like,
right,
okay, it's my job to live my life in a different way. It's my job to create from the deepest part of me, to have the courage to do that and to actually put it out there, like I'm allegedly an adult, a father of three, and
oh,
having this, of course, a whole nother career like you. We all have to make money, and
right.
it's like, so then, for me to, on top of that, do these like music videos I do, which are I don't know if you've seen any of them, but many of them are like, you know,
They're
gender
really
bending,
deep.
and
Yeah,
you don't know, is this a man, is this a woman, or whatever,
right.
and I was a little nervous like with my kids, but it's like, my daughters are just like, oh, that's cool, dad, yeah, and they just, my daughters say to me, love you, girl, call me girl.
Oh,
So they're like they're super accepting, and I was just like, oh, okay, this is part of my job, to just like say, hey, you know what, you can have crazy alter egos and you can do
right.
whatever, and I just like put it out onto my Facebook or whatever, and people are used to seeing me in a certain way, and then they're like, okay, this guy's serious, he's gonna keep doing this, so yeah, I'm gonna keep doing it.
Right?
But I'm
Oh
wondering
my
if you,
god.
with your, I mean, if you don't mind talking about the suicide attempt, I also had this, by the way, as a younger person, where I was coming down off of cocaine. I just had a total cocaine psychosis, and slashed my wrists,
Yeah,
and then was an extreme handful for the hospital employees.
right. I've
I was,
done my share of coke too. Like
yeah.
I hear ya. That's some hardcore shit, and I will never do it again.
Mm, mm.
It's oh yeah. I've done 8 lines on my first try. Isn't
Oh,
that crazy?
that's a good start. That's a good start.
Oh man.
I bet I can imagine you were something like this.
Oh yeah.
I did that before, when I was like, I was thinking in my head, is this an overdose? Is this what this looks like? When I could hear people around me, but I was just like sitting against the
Right.
wall, and I could hear them saying, is he alive? Is he, has he overdosed? I don't know. And I couldn't move, and I was just like, yeah.
No, I mean, when I've done my share of drugs, it was always around drummers, singers. I had I had my group, and we were always in this apartment, always getting stoned, doing coke or drinking or whatever. I was young, okay? And I mean, it was so fun though because I would learn music. Why I did all this stuff, and
Okay. Yeah.
I think being around them actually was my suicide attempt because I was accepting,
Mm,
by them, my past friends, and my past is just so bad. But what happened? with the suicide attempt, like you asked, is that I did Freon. I went to an AC unit and I just didn't want to be here. I was so done. I
Mm.
was so depressed that day. I don't quite remember, but my friend said that I just snorted the Freon and inhaled it so bad. I was out for probably 1 hour, 30 minutes, and the ambulance had to come get me.
Oh, that's a good buzz.
Um,
That's a good buzz right there.
yeah. So,
Oh
I,
man.
and then my other one was my wrist. So
Yeah.
it's,
I'm so glad. I never
it's,
knew that about Freon. I'm really glad I didn't know that because I probably would
yeah,
have done that myself.
it's really crazy. And I'm so glad I'm not that person no more because, I'm in a better state of mind. Sometimes I can be a little crazy, psychotic.
Yeah.
Um, but the terms, it's because, when you're a singer, you go through so much and you're just trying to get the past back in so you can write the song.
Mm,
Um, it's just about controlling it, handling it.
mm. Yeah, but it really does help to get it to turn it into song, doesn't it?
It does.
I found
The
that for me
past
too.
just,
Yeah.
hmm
It's been like my songwriting is really, especially in, Scott version 2.0 is, whereas before it was like writing about, oh, I'm in it, da 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 da.
hmm
Whereas this is more of like a healing thing of looking back on, I think like looking back with compassion on what this, younger version of me went through.
what we overcame and what
Yeah.
what we triumphed, like what are our strengths and what are our weaknesses, and
Mm,
it really helps to just know who you are, what you can handle, what you're capable of in this life, you know.
yeah. And so tell me how, so you've had all these experiences and you had the other bands and some drugs and all that. And then what happened? What happened? Did you, I mean, let me see. I'm just wondering if you can describe the process of like cleaning up a little bit and connecting with, what's the guy's name in Chicago? I'm sorry.
Radical Bicep, so his name is Doug.
Doug, yeah, and connecting with Doug in Radical Bicep because that must be a story there as well.
Oh, he is such a kind person, and he's like a teddy bear. He's
Mm,
very sweet and kind to me, and he he lets me more free. Like, I'm more free in this band to be myself because
mm,
my last band was very, very strict,
mm,
and I didn't like that. I mean, I love them. I love my old band, but this new band is just, I'm free. I feel like I'm myself in my music and my writing. And,
mm,
it's just, you need that mindset. And I just feel like, good things are happening and we're making more songs, and they are actually cyberpunk dark wave.
okay.
It's really different than this song.
Oh, interesting. Wow.
So it's more cyberpunk. I'm excited about it, by the way. But
Yeah.
yeah.
Yeah, I'm excited to hear that. Yeah. That's
Mhm.
cool. Yeah.
So we
It's
kinda went on a lighter side and then the darker side,
okay.
So
Yeah, yeah, yeah. Oh, I'm interested to hear that. But that could be a good thing just marketing wise because the dark wave thing is such a, I mean, I hate to say it because it's horrible to put someone in a category, but when you can do that with music, it's just so much easier to promote it, right?
right, right. It
And so,
does.
but how did you hook up with Doug? You being in Austin and him being in Chicago.
So he actually listened to my song "Firewall," which is a hit record in the synthwave scene, and, it's Firewall with Absent 3, if you
Mm,
ever listen to it.
okay. Mm.
It has, like, 1,000,000 views.
Wow.
So he
Holy
asked
shit.
me, found me, so Yeah.
Oh,
I
and
was like, oh,
a million views. So in today's music industry, that could possibly mean $5.50 of income for you. So congratulations.
I mean, it's not really an income because I'm too kind. So I let apps and three take all of it. And I could care less about money. I
Yeah,
love this because it's my craft,
yeah, yeah.
and it makes me happy. But if it was a living, yes, that matters, you know? But
Wow,
yeah,
that's incredible. Congratulations. I mean, what does it feel like to reach a million people like that? That must really be empowering.
it feels good. People actually hear me,
Yeah.
and they know Lisa, and I don't want to be that artist that is mean or a bitch or selfish or boast about herself. Like I want to be that artist that actually says, "Hey, you are loved and you are
Mm,
awesome." That's the kind of person I want to be because there's
yeah.
just too much other artists out there that are just so selfish, But when James found me on Instagram, he
Hmm.
is so sweet. I love
Oh
his
yeah.
heart.
Yeah.
He is a
Yeah.
sweetheart.
Yeah. Totally.
Um, but it's just I see some artists, they're just so selfish in their crafts and they don't
Yeah.
care about everybody else, And you know what
Well,
I mean?
I do know what you mean because I mean it's not nice for me to say, but I was that person as a young person, and I
Right,
think where I wouldn't be surprised if it also came from in other people where it came from me, and that was just total desperation.
right,
I was so desperate for success and for fame, and
right.
everyone was a competitor. It was like without really formulating it in my mind this way, I really thought, okay, there's a limited thing of success. There's a limited amount of success, and I need to get in there. And if someone else gets in there, they're taking my
Mhm.
success. I really looked at it as limited quantity that was available.
Right,
And
right.
I had a actually, do you know the German band Rammstein? Rammstein.
Yes. Du
The,
hast Miss.
yeah, Dubois. The guitar player Richard Crispo is a friend of mine. He married this model friend of mine in New York City, so we were like hanging out during the end of the '90s there. And
Mhm.
he was living in New York at the time, um, much to the chagrin of his bandmates. But he came to see me all the time. He was a huge supporter of what I was doing, and he played on a demo song that I did, and I was talking to him about producing our record. He said, "Oh, I'm not sure it's for me," and he was, referring us to his producer, and but it just wasn't going anywhere. And he took me aside one night. He said, "Scotty, you have the voice, you have the lyrics, you're a star, but you're too desperate." And I was like, oh God, because it hit me
Cotton
right in the gut. And I was like, okay, this is exactly right. And
Yeah,
I wouldn't be surprised if that's what's going on with some of these people you're talking about, because it's an ugly thing and
yeah,
you're really powerless over it. And there's no way, you can't think your way out of it. Like when he
right.
told me that, I couldn't say, oh yeah, I am desperate. Now I'm not. It was
Right,
infused in every part of my soul. And so to get out of that, I needed to actually live another 25 years, from that
yeah,
point,
right.
and like go through all this shit, dying, coming back to life, drug addiction, cocaine, heroin, da 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 da. Oh, okay, now I'm ready. Oh,
Right?
sorry, that was very inconvenient. I had to go through all that stuff.
Right? It's about those phases, the little butterfly is just.
Yeah, yeah, yeah. Yeah, I love that's what that song is about. I mean, that's deepened the meaning for me so much, and I hope anyone that hears this, because I just love this. I love to find out what songs are about, when you really
Right,
dig in there. And it's always like when you talk to someone and it's a real special song. um it's interesting, the songs that people pick that they want to talk about are always these ones that are heavy hitting. It's always these heavy hitting life experiences. um
right,
and it's always this thing of like, being able to turn around all this struggle and make it into something positive, turn it into a work of art, because
right.
then you've won, right? Or I'm won, but
You
it's
conquered it.
yeah, yeah, but it's healing, right? It's healing, yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah. So are you guys, you're just pretty much recording, or do you ever get together and do a live date or anything like that?
So not yet, but we have talked about it because I mean, the new songs that we're making right now are pretty good.
Yeah.
Like, oh my gosh, I'm in a whole different world, the cyberpunk world.
Excuse me. Yeah, yeah.
Um, but yeah, we're gonna plan on it, because I have so many UK fans, like a lot. My Twitter
Wow.
is very, very massive. Majority is like Japan, UK,
Wow, incredible.
Switzerland,
Yeah.
um, Finland. It's I have to come to Europe sometime and sing and do a show, because that's where
Yeah.
my fan base is.
Well, you got a place to stay in Copenhagen.
Right?
It's,
I
I
mean,
mean,
America.
that's incredible. I'm so happy for you. Yeah.
Yeah.
I'm so happy for you because that's I mean, I'm in a completely different category, but just this last remix was the first time I worked with James.
Mhm.
He put up on, like he does once in a while, on his Instagram stories, "Oh, I should remix your next single," just putting it out
Oh,
there. So I was like, "Hey, what's how much does this cost, this remix?" Excuse me.
right.
And he was like, "Oh yeah, I was gonna reach out to you because I love the song Young Lovers that I put out." And so he remixed it, and it was just like, whoa, huge stereo thing. And I was like, yeah.
Yes.
And so now that song, I mean, I'm not reaching a million people like you, but it was I think it's now at 7 times more streams than I've had on any other song that I've ever done.
That's
So
awesome.
it's really a remarkable jump.
Right.
Um, so I know a little bit what that feels like. I can't imagine what a million feels like, but it 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 it. I mean, it's a bit of a confirmation that you should keep going, right?
Right. I'm gonna try.
When you're sitting here doing the customer service and you're like, "Fuck,
Well,
don't
I
you
mean,
know I'm big in Japan?"
right? And majority of it though on the phones is older people because
Okay,
I'm customer support for a health supplement store,
okay,
and I'm basically in the warehouse doing the support for trackments, where their packages are, and they're like, "Bitch, where's my package at?"
you're
you
supposed to
know,
make me young again.
like serious, like seriously, like you get a lot of random people like, "Where's my package at?" Or it's damaged, or
Yeah.
it's fun though. I like it. It's relaxing. All you do is sit on your butt all day. So with your back hurting.
Oh,
So
geez, yeah, yeah.
yeah.
Um, well, I'm so happy for you that you found Doug and have this creative partnership, because I think he's
Thank
very, very wise to give you room and just let you be yourself. I think that's very much why this song turned out so beautifully. You can hear
Right.
that freedom in there, and
He's a
it's
mastermind.
yeah, and well, that's like, this is how I feel about James. I call him this, genius, mad scientist, you need
Mhm.
these people that are just like on a different level.
Right.
That are like,
Mhm.
and I find out with people too. I talk to them, yeah, yeah, well, yeah, I get, okay, are you like the super creative person, or are you the mad scientist? Sometimes they're the same person, oh, no, that's my alter ego, mad scientist. But
Right.
often there's this partnership between someone that's just like a spirit, this creative
Right.
spirit, and they get
Mhm.
channeled. The mad scientist is clever enough to channel it into
Right. Hey, it's a
into
good
something.
feeling though, to
Yeah,
find that person that you're just so
yeah.
inspired and you just feel so overpowered because you feel their power, you
Mhm.
feel their aura. 'Cause I didn't tell you this, but I'm an aura person. I can feel people's auras.
Okay, okay.
So,
Is it
you have a good one.
even through my Vampire King outfit?
Yes. I can read your mind. No, but it is a good feeling though,
Yeah, yeah,
and, I did talk to James a little bit, and
yeah.
we are so alike, it's not
Mm,
even funny.
mm,
Like, we're alike in so many ways,
yeah.
and his voice is amazing, by the way.
Oh, yeah.
Oh, his voice.
I mean, I was such a fan. I was like
Yeah,
really hesitant to reach out to him because
right,
I don't even know how I ended up listening to him. I think it was off of some playlist, but Cocoon was the first thing I heard. And
right,
I immediately, put it in I always have like a list of these are my favorite songs right now. And before I knew it, they were 8 pain in the ass songs.
right.
And I was just like, I was such a fan, so I was nervous to like reach out to him, and like you said, he's just the sweetest. And
Mhm.
and two, because it's not just like I can hear what you're saying too about Doug, that it's not just that someone's sweet, it's that they make you feel totally safe to do your thing,
Yeah,
and it's such a smart way to go if you're going to work with artists, because as I mean, James calls himself a remixer or a mixer. I think he's a producer of the highest
right.
caliber, is what I think he is, because
Mhm.
you hear it for producers like Rick Rubin, or Daniel Lanois, or these super big producers, that's the real skill, is the people
Right.
skill, and of course you have the ear of what sounds good or not, but you have to have the people skill to put artists at ease and make them feel so comfortable that they can just do whatever, you know.
Exactly.
And it sounds like that's what you have with Doug, and that's what was captured in phases.
Yeah. The freedom
Yeah,
to be you, you
yeah,
know?
yeah. And it's. I mean, with your other band, was it more people in your other bands? Was it like a more
Um,
traditional band lineup?
I had a keyboardist and a drummer, and I mean, it was a fun experience, and
Mm,
I'm actually working on songs, well, one song with that band, um, but it's like we kind of separate our ways a little
mm,
bit, because people didn't listen to us, and
okay.
I didn't really feel like I was Lisa. I
Mm,
was never Lisa in that band.
yeah.
I felt I felt scared because
Mm,
I wasn't me, to be
yeah.
honest. I maybe that's selfish to say, but I just felt like I was scared because I wasn't showing my true self. And
Yeah.
when Radical Bicep found me, Doug, I was like, okay, the answers, is given to me. This is my abundance and this is it. And I feel it because
You froze a little bit again. But yeah, I'll just fill in a little bit, that I think it's so important for you well, it's just so important for us or anyone that's watching to really feel like we can be ourselves, and to and when that is like the playing field, that's where amazing things happen. I mean, I can only imagine, like in my past, I've also had musical partners that were kind of extremely controlling, and if someone's got a lot of musical knowledge and they have some experience in the industry, they can turn out to be um, very controlling, and you feel like you're just showing up and been made to fulfill a certain part in a story that they've already written in their mind, instead of just you know kind of setting the stage for uh, so that an artist is totally comfortable and just seeing what blooms from there. Um, so I think that's the beautiful thing about when partnerships really work out well, is that this kind of beautiful blossoming of our true selves uh, comes through. I think this is the first time that this has happened with a real delay, and I think it may have cut off altogether, but we've also been talking for a while. So I think I'm going to sign off, um, and I just want to thank Lisa Marie, um, such a beautiful soul, such a kind, gentle, uh, loving person, just delightful. And I just want to thank you for doing this today. And I hope you will come back again when you and Radical Bicep enter this next level of your journey with the dark wave cyberpunk. I'm super excited for that, and I will talk to you soon over the internet, even though it seems the internet's not working right now. Yeah, I got a message from her that the internet went down. So, but if you haven't checked out Lisa Marie's song Phases with Radical Bicep, please do. And it's such a beautiful story behind it. And thank you so much